cannot be wrong. Umpire Danny Wade.
Well, we may be 30 minutes delayed, but we are still ready to rumble for a round 2 rematch between the Ed White Commanders and the St. Augustine Yellow Jackets. St. Augustine on a roll, putting up 70 in round 1, trying to advance to the regional finals for another year in a row. Meanwhile, Ed White, last season against St. Augustine, they ran into him at the wrong time. They said they were just in a mood where they felt like they were almost happy to be there. Not this year. The Commanders looking to pull off an upset and take down St. Augustine with a trip to the regional finals on the line. Noah Schlickson, Brody McGuff with you here at St. Augustine High School. Brody, just moments away from kickoff, we were delayed as Ed White, their bus was late showing up to the school, and traffic today, a nightmare throughout the area, but we've still got some football to be played.
Yeah, some traffic on 95. I had some problems coming up here from Orlando earlier today.
About a 4-hour drive. Yeah. That's normally 2, right?
Yeah, so I feel like everybody in the stadium has had to deal with some sort of effect with the traffic, but the worst case of them all is for Ed White. It did back them up a while, and they kind of had to rush their warm-ups when they got here, but luckily it looked like they got a full warm-up in, and they looked ready to play. Both teams really fun to watch, high-flying offenses. 2 of the best QBs in the area, both juniors as well. So this won't be the last of seeing either of them. So just a really good game in store, and me and Noah, as always, very stoked to call this contest.
Absolutely, and this matchup, looking back at its history, St. Augustine 5-1 all-time against Ed White. Won this game in round 2, 38-14 last season. Ed White had went into there. They hadn't won a playoff game since 2014. They got that road mark out of the way last year. They fell to St. Augustine in the second round. This time out, though, Coach Lawrence Johnson and the Commanders are looking to come in here and pull out a win, something that maybe they weren't expected to do last year. They aren't expected to do this season. They come in as the underdogs. Brody, what are they going to have to do to take down the 1 seed?
They're going to need to get some stops defensively. I feel like Ed White and anybody that's watched Ed White has a lot of faith in their offense going into this game. They averaged 40 points a game this year, breaking a Florida record from what I have heard of. So Ed White's a high-flying offense. They just need to get a few stops for their team to have a chance at the end. This game might go down to who has the ball last.
Here's the opening kick. Ed White bringing it in and running it back. That's the 30-yard line. They go to the 34, and out comes the highest scoring regular season offense in FHSAA history.
Yeah, they're high flying and led by their field general, King Boylston. He can do it all for you. He can run, pass, run somebody over, jump over his own player to get in the end zone. He can do a lot of things for your offense. And don't forget about these 2 lethal receivers that stand out to me. Nick Roberson, the big shot type of guy. They take shots of him at the sideline. I expected them to do that on random downs throughout the night. And also King Mercer, number 6, the Royal Connection. We will see a lot of that tonight. And they got a very good run game as well. R.J. Lloyd leading the pack.
They run the ball 70% of the time. And Boylston, the quarterback, going to keep it himself right here up to around the 40-yard line he goes. It'll set up a 2nd and 4. Yeah, Brody, we talk about this passing game and the threats they have there, but they use the run game really to set up those big plays in the pass.
They do, and they go hurry-up offense, which they are doing as we speak.
And they hand it off, going up the gut. And close to a first down. Looks like he's got it. Ed White up to the St. Aug 45. That was R.J. Lloyd, the running back. Sophomore comes into this game. 674 rushing yards on the season.
He's a stud. He might not get the social media praise as the other halfbacks do around the area, but he's a physical one. He's hard to deal with.
They give it right back to him, going up the middle for a couple yards there. A minimal gain. It will be 2nd down and 8. Ed White on their own 47-yard line. Now we'll talk about their defense and how they have struggled in these types of games this year. They feel like with this offense, all they really need is one stop.
Yeah.
That's their number. And something St. Augustine cannot do in this game is give this offense 3 yards, which they do right here, jumping off sides.
They're trying to send a bunch of pressure on the Ed White right side towards their sideline. They had 2 linebackers, 1 linebacker, 1 nickel coming from that side. Caught him jumping. St. Aug likes to blitz.
Play action, Boylston, jump pass, picked off! It's picked off! Markel Elmore running it back, gets up to the St. Augustine 44. St. Augustine gets a turnover on the first possession.
What a play there by St. Augustine's defense all around. Markel Elmore, the guy who got the pick, but one of the D linemen got pressure on that little jump pass across the middle. King Boylston tried to get over him. He looked like he tried to jump as he did it, and then he got hit pretty hard. Could have affected the pass. Looking for Laguerre across the middle. Really good defensive play right there for the Yellow Jackets. They're pumped about that. Any stop against this Ed White offense is always impressive.
St. Augustine starting with a run.
Yeah, just simple give up the middle to Darrell Preston. He's a solid back as well. A little bit more explosive than R.J. Lloyd and Ed White's offense, but a little bit smaller of a back. He's a fast cat, too. They like, when he's working, they'll keep going to him.
By becoming a sponsor, making a donation, or volunteering your time.
Looking to pass. James goes over the middle, incomplete.
Looking for a slant across the middle to Wingo. Ed White had a backer in the lane, though. Really good job by him. And he can't get the number right now. I think it was Donovan Davis Jr. dropped right in the window. So it made it Brent James try to throw it a little bit behind Wingo to take away from the hit. Just not a good enough ball for that play right there. Third down coming.
It'll be 3rd and 7. 10:06 on the clock. James looks to pass, stands in the pocket, fires over the middle, and dropped by Wingo. Would have been an amazing grab. Instead, a 3-and-out for St. Augustine. So how about that? This is a Ed White offense that doesn't turn the ball over very often. I was going to talk about how King Boylston hasn't thrown a pick in his last 4 games. He does on the opening drive, and then how about the defense picking him up?
That's a big-time stop for both defenses. Definitely not the start to the game. I think fans, and including us, would think, but that's another good drop by Donovan Davis Jr. Getting right in that window again, trying to hit the slant to Wingo. Wingo trying to make a circus catch, but Davis Jr. just laid a pretty big hit on him, kind of spun him in the air, and that ball popped out, and 4th down's coming. Again, very impressive by both defenses to get a stop both opening drives.
There's the punt. Down inside the 20-yard line to the 18 where it's down, and Ed White will take over.
Solid punt right there. A low one, but it rolled a little bit too. Ed White setting up shop, and just barely inside the 20. It looks like the 18-yard line.
So for the Ed White offense, they throw the pick on that first possession. Defense gets a stop. And now trying to make the most of it. Play action. Rolling right. Boylston over the middle. It is off the hands of King Mercer. Incomplete.
King Mercer averages the most yards per catch. Roberson right behind him. That was a big-time play right there across the middle of the field. That's a crosser for King Mercer. Boylston puts it on the money. That's a drop right there. Got to execute on those plays throughout this ball game. Ed White going empty.
2nd down and 10. Low snap, Boylston. Up across the 20-yard line. It'll be 3rd and long.
Ed White will go empty. No backs in the backfield. They like to run the ball with King Boylston in those situations. Right there, St. Augustine's ready for it. That was a good set edge set by the nickel backer, Markel Elmore. Now it's a 3rd and long for Ed White's offense.
Boylston releases to the near sideline. That one is dropped. Was looking for Nick Roberson, back from an injury.
Just getting a simple hitch out right there. Honestly, that could have been Ed White just trying to set up a manageable 4th down in their own territory to go for it. This is a very aggressive offense, and they'll be going for it on 4th down a lot tonight, just not getting themselves in a situation to do so. So here comes the punt team. They've had special teams problems throughout this year.
A low snap, a high punt. Takes a hop on the Ed White 43 and forward to the 45. Marion Laguerre will down it on the Ed White 46. 9:02 to play, scoreless so far. So how about this? The defense is showing up so far.
Yeah, again, not the expectations we would have thought of going into this game, but 2 good stops by St. Aug and a good stop by Ed White. St. Augustine's got to be really happy with their field position going on the field right now in Ed White territory. Ed White searching for another stop. It's going to be hard to do this all night, though.
James hands it off. They go up the middle. Trendell Anderson picks up a few yards. 2nd and 7.
Yeah, they'll rotate the backfield with multiple running backs. One of them being Trendell Anderson, who also plays in the slot as well. They move him around. He's just kind of their gadget player. He's one heck of a ball player, and he might be the fastest player on this St. Augustine offense.
2nd down, play action over the middle. James finds Wingo. Wingo down inside the 20. He's still going inside the 5. They can't bring him down. Samorian Wingo! Touchdown! Oh my goodness!
Holy cow! Wingo got that ball like the 10-yard line. Maybe even before that. He just showed you his strength right there. That's a big receiver for St. Augustine, and he just powered his way to the end zone. I don't know how he did it. He was wrapped up by 4 Ed White players. They've looked at an RPO slant already 2 times prior tonight, and they hit it right there, finally connecting on it. And that's what happens when Wingo secures a catch. He makes a big play.
The PAT is up and good. And St. Augustine up 7-0. 8 minutes, 12 seconds to go. We're going to step away for a quick 30-second break. Message from Farah and Farah back after this on Action Sports Jacks.
One thing I noticed is that when Chuck joined me, he challenged me.
You're going to be late.
Not as late as you. It's a natural thing between brothers, pushing each other.
Hey, it's one-upmanship. It's good for us, and it's good for our clients.
It doesn't get more fairer than that.
Back now at St. Augustine High School. Man, Birdie, it's been a night.
Yeah, that's
Traffic, delayed starts, and technical difficulties, and now Ed White bringing it back after a touchdown from St. Augustine. And a Sports Center top 10 type play from Samorian Wingo.
He does it every week, and in big-time games, you just feel like he grows even better as a player, and he arrives every time. Ed White's offense needs to go out here and move the ball a little bit better than what they have been doing. Not even move the ball. They need to get in the end zone and get some points on the board. The St. Augustine offense, if they get the ball rolling, it's hard to stop.
First down and 10. How about this defense from St. Aug? Back-to-back stops here against Ed White. The least amount of points this Commanders unit has scored this season, 41.
Wow.
Not often you see them off to a slow start like this.
It's a nice first down run by R.J. Lloyd. Again, Ed White likes to go a lot of hurry up, and it's going to be tough for St. Augustine to get lined up every down and be in their exact right positions to play some defense.
1st and 10. They hand it off. Small gain now for Joseph Williams, and there's an injured player down on the field.
Williams on the carry for the Commanders. We do have an injured commander.
Brody,
on the play.
this defense for St. Augustine is slowing down an Ed White run game that hasn't been slowed down by anybody this season.
St. Augustine, their defense is very disciplined. This is probably the most disciplined defense Ed White has played. They played some better ones statistically, but I'd say as far as discipline goes, St. Augustine's defensive unit, they're one of the most disciplined teams in the area. So it's going to be harder to just be able to bounce outside runs. They're going to set harder edges than most teams, and it's going to be really tough for this Ed White offense. There was some solid running on those first 2 plays of that drive, but it really sucks to see a player down on the field as we speak. That looks like it's John Rankin, the center. Ed White's O-line might be one of the most impressive parts of their whole team. They're not exactly like size-wise tall or anything. I think their tallest one is 6'1", but they got some weight on them, and they're very tough, and they're a scrappy unit. Got to give that unit some props for what they have accomplished this season.
Player still down on the field with an injury. And we're going to step away for an injury timeout.
Action Sports Jax Friday Night Blitz. Every Friday, the only live streaming show in Jacksonville dedicated to high school football. Streaming on Action Sports Jax 24/7. Then we're packing all the highlights into a 30-minute show, Action Sports Jax Friday Night Blitz, and streaming on Action Sports Jax 24/7, Friday at 10:30 on Fox 30. Sponsored by Whataburger, just like you like it.
Okay. Back now at St. Augustine, 2nd down and 9 coming up for the Commanders.
With an injury for the Commanders.
Brody, we got a number on player for Ed White.
Yeah, it was their center. I mentioned earlier it was their center, 78, John Rankin. He was down pretty quick on that play, and hoping he's all right. But I think that means that Lamonte Yancey, the junior, is going to have to come in and play center for him unless they move their O-line around. That could be a major loss for this Ed White offense, getting your center knocked out the game early.
Boylston alone in the backfield. Let's go of a screen pass to Marion Laguerre. Gets up to the 50-yard line.
Laguerre is Ed White's kind of gadget player. He plays pretty much listed as a fullback, but he'll line up at tight end. He'll line up at sniffer. He'll line up out wide, too, as he is on the top of the screen, it looks like. They like the ball in his hands in open space. It's a tough player to bring down, I'll say that, standing at 5'10", 220.
Third down and 4 now for Ed White. Boylston, quarterback keeper. Going to be short. 4th and short now in St. Augustine side of the field. This is a play where Ed White's going for it 100% of the time.
Yeah, they trust in their offense on these 4th down type of yardages right here. Looks like 4 to 5 yards. Ed White's QB runs up the middle hasn't been really working for him so far. That's probably the first time they've really felt this whole season. St. Augustine takes the timeout.
Timeout called by the Jackets.
Timeout, Yellow Jackets. They lead 7-0, 6:19 to play in the first half. Cody, right now, Ed White, they can't find a way to run the football consistently. And what do you credit that to from St. Augustine's defense?
Again, they're doing a really good job of just setting hard edges that, a lot of these run plays Ed White do, whether with R.J. Lloyd or with King Boylston up the middle, they like to kind of hang around behind their guard or tackle and then bounce outside. And every time they try to do that so far, St. Augustine just had a defender there. Markel Elmore, even though we're only 6 minutes into this game, he's having a game already. He's setting edges. He's made a few tackles, and he's got the pick. The turnover St. Augustine had earlier. Their nickel player is quite the stud for this Yellow Jacket defense. Big fourth down coming up and empty.
4th down and 3. Boylston facing a blitz. Let's go. It finds Mercer. Mercer holds on to it through contact. He's down to the 43.
Nice quick slant on that 4th down. Great execution right there and a great catch by King Mercer.
And that takes us to the water break. Back after these messages on Action Sports Jacks 24/7.
What a throw! Touchdown, Jaguars!
We're coming for you.
They're going to get him on the ground, and that's going to end the ball game.
We show no mercy.
Lawrence looking deep in the end zone. Touchdown!
Duval! ETN is going to take it all the way!
Right here on CBS 47.
CBS 47. Right here.
Your official station of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
And the Jaguars strike first.
Go Jags.
Back now at St. Augustine High School. Ed White with the football. They trail by 7. Boylston takes the snap. Looking to pass on first down, trying to escape the pocket. He is hit and he is brought down. One thing that Coach Braddock talked about coming into this game, they want to contain him on the scramble.
Oh, they need to. A lot of big plays that Ed White has throughout the season. Usually starts with King Boylston moving around the pocket or rolling out, either just making a decision to run with his legs or take a shot downfield, make something happen. Because the more time you buy, the more time your receivers can have to get open.
Contact for the Jacket. 2nd down.
2nd and 10. Boylston hands it off. Hit in the backfield and stopped is R.J. Lloyd. That's going to be a loss of 2.
St. Augustine's doing a really good job of stuffing up this run so far right there. Mason Bean, number 17, the middle linebacker. Big time play, fitting up that gap and stopping R.J. Lloyd. Now we got a 3rd and long for this Ed White offense.
Being their leading tackler with 115 coming into this game. Also leads them in sacks and tackles for loss. With that one, he's now at 12. 3rd down and 12. Boylston.
Gotta say, it looked like those receivers moved before the ball was snapped just slightly.
Gonna be a false start. 3rd down and 17.
I think Ed White's just thinking here, let's cut down half this yardage, get to a manageable 4th down. If they get inside 4th and 10, I think they'll still try to take their shot to get the 1st down. But they definitely need to chop down some of this yardage on this upcoming play.
Another empty backfield on 3rd down and a mile. 4 minutes and 19 seconds to go in the 1st quarter. Boylston, 5-man rush, steps forward, he's going to run himself. Boylston looking for anything, gets down inside the 40-yard line. And it'll now be 4th down and 7.
I think Ed White likes that play right there. That cut down about half the yardage. So they're definitely going to go for it from the looks of it. Boylston just finding a way to pick up some yards in that last play. They're staying in an empty backfield on this big time 4th down.
St. Augustine making noise. Boylston Moving to his left, he's hit, and he is sacked! Mason Lynch brings him down, and St. Aug takes over on the Ed White 45.
St. Augustine dials up a blitz right there, and one of the blitzing linebackers was their Will Mason Lynch, number 24. Get in the backfield quick. Jay Boylston had nowhere to go. St. Augustine just winning up front big time when it comes to Ed White's O-line going against their D-line and linebackers blitzing. That defensive side of the ball is winning.
With 4:01 left to play in the first quarter, St. Augustine High School takes possession, and they have a 7-point lead over the Commanders.
So with forward progress, they rule Boylston down just inside the 50-yard line. So 1st and 10 on the Ed White 49. They start with the give up the middle, turn it around and going. That's a first down for Darrell Preston.
Yeah, he was a little bit clogged up at first. Ed White's got to make that tackle quick. They got to stop this run game. They cannot let St. Augustine be two-dimensional.
Now running to the right is Preston. A flag is down.
It's got to be holding on Laguerre. We got Laguerre playing some D-line tonight. He got up in big penetration right there. St. Augustine lineman had to hold him. It's going to bring him up, bring him back 10.
Preston on the carry for the Jackets. There is a flag on the play.
So St. Augustine now backed up.
Holding called against the Jackets. We will replay first down.
First down, 20 yards to go. Brenton James, shotgun formation. Play action. James with time. His arm is hit, nearly picked off. It looked like a clean pocket, but how about that play?
Pass deflected by the Commanders. Falls incomplete.
Looked like
Second down,
Joseph
Jackets.
Williams. Or no, that was Laguerre who got in there, and I think he hit the arm.
Yeah, Laguerre playing some D-line like I just mentioned tonight. And he's already making some big-time plays. He's the reason why they're backed up 10 yards from the original marker. Got that holding call right there, getting a hand on Brenton James while trying to dial up that pass.
2nd and 20. Rolling left, let's go the pass. That's Preston. Preston picks up about 15.
That's a really good play dialed up by Braddock right there. Rolling out Brenton James on the left side. Where halfback Preston was in the flats, and then they ran a slant stop right in the middle. The nickel has to pick one. He picked the slant stop, left Preston wide open for a big gain on that second down play.
Officially 3rd down and 6 yards to go. James takes the snap. Hands it off. Preston's the first down inside the red zone of the 15.
First down. Jackets on the carry by Nate Preston. James on the keeper. 2nd down for the Jackets coming up.
He has some, what they call KT tape on his hamstring beneath his pants. Saw it hanging out at the bottom. It's definitely a hamstring-related issue. Looks like they draw him offside right there.
That should give him the first down. Second down and 1. St. Augustine knocking on the door. And now they officially rule it 1st and goal.
Jackets. Second and goal.
Second and goal now. Down on the Ed White 2-yard line. .136 to play in the first quarter. James looking to pass, incomplete. He was feeling pressure, trying to find Wingo, couldn't get it
Pass
done.
intended for Samarian Wingo falls incomplete. That'll bring up a third and goal for the Jackets.
On third and goal, James runs up the middle, fighting for the goal line. And he's going to be short. Fourth and goal
James
to
on the
one.
keeper will be stopped by the Commanders just short of the goal line. Fourth and goal for the Jackets.
Fourth down and goal. Yellow Jackets trying to get in. And they're going to go for it. James, the quarterback, takes it himself and takes it in. 13-0.
It's a great start for St. Augustine right now.
The Jackets now the 2-possession lead. The snap, the kick, the PAT is good. And just like that, 14-0 St. Augustine, 47 seconds to play in the first quarter.
With 47 seconds left to play in the first quarter, St. Augustine High School extends their lead over the Ed White Commanders, 14.
Brody, an unprecedented start here. Yellow Jackets in control, and that Ed White offense that hasn't been stopped this year can't get anything going.
They can, and it's very impressive by St. Augustine's defense so far. They're piling up the QB runs. R.J. Lloyd not be able to get as much space as Ed White would like him to in the passing game. Honestly, I feel like that's more self-inflicted wounds by Ed White. They're not blocking well up front, and also had about 2 or 3 drops so far by their receiving room. All in all, though, St. Augustine off to a great start, 14-0 in the first quarter with 47 seconds left in this first quarter.
Short kick here, taken in on the 25. They run it back to the 37.
Big time drive coming up for Ed White's offense. Got to make something happen here. But really, the O-line needs to step up. Give Keith Boylston just a little bit more time.
I think they need to start putting Laguerre back there to just block.
I agree. The only time he's really blocked was for those QB runs. Laguerre is coming on the field on this bottom side. He's going to line up as a sniffer behind that left tackle.
One thing's for sure, Ed White needs something. As right now it is all Yellow Jackets. Trying to run the ball up to the 40-yard line they go. Second down and 7.
Nice 3 to 4 yard run right there. Ed White's completely fine with that on the first down. Tough running though by Joseph Williams.
They hand it off again. Breaking past the line of scrimmage and up to the 45. Another run for Joseph Williams, who's gotten more action at running back than R.J. Lloyd here in recent weeks. I know Lloyd's been dealing with a bit of an injury, but maybe not 100% as we're seeing the senior get some more carries. As time runs out in the first quarter, back after this break on Action Sports
between St. Augustine High School Yellow Jackets and the Ed White Commanders. After one quarter.
I'm going to let you in on a little secret. The thrill of winning never gets old.
But at Farah and Farah, it's not just about us. It's the thrill of fighting for our clients.
That's what drives us.
We've seen big insurance underpay car crash claims or flat out deny them.
It's sad to say, but it's true.
That's why we're so relentless, to get our clients every dollar they deserve.
It doesn't get more fairer than that.
Burgers or breakfast, you can get it all at Whataburger. Try something new on the menu or an all-time favorite like the Whataburger Patty Melt.
And now you can have breakfast here at Whataburger 12 hours a day, 11 p.m. until 11 a.m. Menu items like the bacon taquito, sausage taquito, honey butter chicken biscuit. Whether you work the late night shift, just want a snack early in the morning to get your day started, or a little pick-me-up late in the morning, 12 hours a day, breakfast served, 11 p.m. until 11 a.m.
A dozen locations in Jacksonville. You can order pickup or delivery and download the Whataburger app. New rewards members get free Whataburger items when placing their first online order.
The proud sponsor of Yellow Jackets installing controls with HVAC on commercial projects.
Start of the second quarter now, third down for Ed White. They snap it, and King Boylston going to get forward for a first down.
Yeah, that's a very good run right there by Boylston. Shaking off a tackler and reaching out for that first down run. Again, St. Augustine doing a really good job of bottling up this QB run for the Ed White offense, and that is a crucial part of their offense.
Boylston again going to run it himself. Got some good blocks, and he gets about 6 yards. So maybe Ed White's seen something there with the quarterback run. Getting a little less time to develop on those plays.
Yeah, right there to just taking it outside, which I don't think they've done yet. That had a lot more success than the rest of their QB runs. But I feel like they got to get the passing game going just a little bit so they can create a threat in the air so St. Augustine doesn't stack the box, because that's what they've been doing so far.
Come see us at 16 St. George Street.
High snap, Boylston running right. He is hit. He is brought down. It's Mason Bean.
What he's meant by Mason bringing up the Yellow Jackets.
Mason Bean has just been a stud for this Yellow Jacket defense all year. Right there, making a big-time sack on that second down play. King Boylston trying to scramble and make some room and improvise on these passing plays. St. Augustine's D-line and linebackers just doing a really good job of containing him and bottling him up.
It'll be third down and 9, 10:28 to go. Second quarter of play, 14-0. St. Augustine going to jump.
Firing off the ball, maybe a little bit too hard there. Jumping off sides. Kind of canceling that sack that just happened. Bring up a third down, it's more manageable. Would think Ed White goes to the ground here, but although it has been working, they're staying in double stacks on this third down play.
Third down, Boylston trying to escape, somehow gets out of the pocket, running left, and he is brought down around the line of scrimmage.
Quarterback on the
That
keeper,
pocket was
tracked down again by
collapsing
Mason Bean.
quick
The Yellow
right
Jackets
there.
got to bring up a fourth
Left
down.
side of the D-line for the Yellow Jackets, getting some penetration. Then Sean Rannick coming hot off that right side at the top of the screen.
Ed White, they're going to go for it.
Yeah, they really do need to convert this and get some points on this offensive drive. St. Augustine will get the ball after half. And they got a false start.
And Ed White going to have to punt now. This year, how are they going to respond to this adversity?
Yeah, they haven't felt an adversity like this all year, so very intrigued to see how they respond throughout the rest of the game. I'm pretty shocked up here as well. I would think Ed White would at least have 7 on the board by this point in the game.
They run out of time on the play clock, so back them up 5 more yards. The punt is away. It's a good one. Santiago picks it up. He's running it back. Gets to the 30-yard line.
Didn't really seem like he wanted to, but the ball just happened to kick towards his area. Good reaction out of him to be able to pick that up and get a little return out of it. Here comes the Yellow Jackets offense with a drive that could create a 3-possession gap between the teams. Ed White's defense needs to come up with something here, maybe a big-time momentum play, maybe a turnover.
First and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. They run up the middle, get the first down. That's Preston again.
They can't let that happen. Can't keep letting the St. Augustine offense run the ball well. They're definitely going to stick to it even more if it keeps working like that, since they have this 2-possession lead.
They go back to the run with Preston. And it's a 2-yard gain. Make it 3, actually. 2nd and 7.
The Commanders have made Preston on the carry for the Yellow Jackets. 2nd down.
Trying to get him to jump. Almost did. James. Running right. He's got daylight in front of him.
James on the keeper.
There's a flag in the backfield as he gets close to the first down marker.
There is a flag on the play. Holding called against the Yellow Jackets.
So holding going against St. Augustine will back him up 10 yards.
It's a big-time flag right there.
Bertall and Company Real Estate is a professional, experienced, and local agency that has been
Bring up a
selling
2nd
St.
and long.
Augustine and the beaches for over 27 years. For your real estate needs, don't forget to call on Bertall and Company.
2nd down and 17. 7:53 on the clock in the second quarter. James over the middle, high pass, incomplete. He's looking for Trendell Anderson.
Came out,
he didn't get picked.
Yeah, lucky it did. Julian Holt, the safety who was in the area where the ball landed, he was too zoned in on trying to make a tackle on Anderson if he caught the ball. If he knew that ball was high, he might have been able to get a pick there. Lucky for St. Augustine. Big down coming up here. It's 3rd and forever. Ed White has to get a stop on this play.
James gets it off on a screen. There's Santiago. Julio Santiago past the 50. Gets the first down and gets down to the Ed White 42.
What a play call for St. Augustine. Tunnel screens coming on both sides. They fake it to Wingo's side, where you think the more attention would be. Then went to Santiago, and Santiago's a lethal runner after the catch. Made a big-time play there. Send up shop inside the 50.
They go back to the run game with Trendell Anderson.
Anderson on the carry for the Jackets. Stop made by Mark.
2nd down and about 2 to go.
2nd down.
A lot of movement before the snap. I'll back him up 5, I think.
Oh, yeah, well. Surprised how many offensive flags St. Augustine has early in this game. But they're finding ways to get around it and capitalize on most of these drives.
Seven minutes and 2 seconds to play in the first half. Three to the left. They hand to Preston. Inside the 35. Pushing that pile forward. And he's going to be close to a first down.
Gritty play right there for Preston, shaking that first tackle. Getting close to that first down. It looks like it's in front of the sticks from my angle.
For the Jackets.
I think they're going to call it short.
Third down and inches. James hands to Preston. Preston with the first down and more! Preston! Touchdown, St. Augustine!
Ed White had two defenders in the backfield right when that ball was snapped. Preston just saw a crease around that B gap on the left side, maybe the A gap. Once he hit that, he was just gone. And when you miss on a big-time blitz like that, it's going to be nobody on that second level. Preston making it happen on the ground during that drive.
Congratulations for both fans. 33-2 was so sweet, you decided to drink it all.
6 minutes and 7 seconds to go in the first half. St. Augustine dominating. There's a flag down on the PAT.
With 6 minutes, 7 seconds left to play in the half, St. Augustine extends their lead over the Ed White Commanders, 21-0.
And we'll see what the call is on the flag.
Yeah, the refs are huddled up near the end zone talking about it. It's always on the PATs. They got to discuss a lot. Looks like they come to a decision. Some type of flag on Ed White. Not exactly sure what he signaled.
Is good, and there was a personal foul called against the Commanders.
A personal foul against Ed White. Now it'll be a 15-yard penalty applied to the kickoff.
The penalty is being assessed against the Commanders on the kickoff.
One thing that they talked about coming in this week, they wanted to be airtight on special teams. They didn't want to allow big returns, give Ed White good starting field position. They'll love this. They'll take a touchback every time.
Oh, yeah, they will. Get it out of Ed White's big, talented players back there. Any of those guys, those kind of back four back there, any of those guys get the ball in their hands, they can make something happen.
There's the kick. It's brought in at the 9. Going to give him a chance to run it back. King Mercer past the 25, down around the 27. 6:01 to play in the first half. And we're going to step away for a water break on Action Sports Jacks 24/7.
You have the opportunity to explore what you might want to do with your life.
There's so many opportunities here that it can spark interest that you didn't even know you had.
A big thank you to RV Varia, our local family-owned RV dealership.
Welcome back to St. Augustine. 6:01 to play in the first half. 21-0 Yellow Jackets is our score. Snap is dropped. Going to be a loss of yardage. King Boylston and Ed White, they need a big play.
Yeah, they need to get the ball rolling on offense if they want to have a shot to come back in this game. Just struggling in all capacities right now through the run game, throwing the ball, blocking. Just not much really working for them. They got to go find something quick. Maybe a shot to Roberson to spice things up.
Play action going up the side. Picked off. No, it's dropped. Was looking for Roberson. Found the hands of Karan Robinson. Just couldn't hang on as he hit the ground. Looked like he forced that throw. Can't be doing that. Can't be getting desperate right now.
Yeah, it looks like Roberson thought that ball was going out of bounds. It looked like he kind of just gave up on it. DB for St. Augustine. Looked like it was Jenkins or Robinson on that. Almost got a pick out of that. Honestly, thought he was going to get that for sure when I first saw him, his hands connect with the ball. Now Ed White's got a 3rd and long.
3rd down and 15. Boylston lets one rip. Incomplete.
He took a shot too when he let it rip. Sean Rannick
had a free blitz.
Yeah, started on the left side and then stunted across the middle. Kind of crisscrossed with his D tackle. And Ed White bid on that big time. Left him wide open. King Boylston couldn't really set his feet and make a nice throw. He kind of had to let it rip and then took a big shot. He's been getting lit up more than he has all year tonight.
How about this performance right now by the St. Augustine defense? It's something else.
They're smothering them. They're doing everything they want to do. Ed White doesn't even have, oh no.
The punt on the ground, they kicked it up through the uprights. So that'll be a safety.
It's illegal to kick it too, though.
It was a great kick.
Just the wrong way.
He got a lot on that one. Kind of impressive with the way it was spinning.
He booted that thing. It went high too.
Ed White's in a little bit of trouble, Brody.
In a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble, and it's just quiet over there. You can see just no energy all game. They're just really struggling as a whole unit so far.
So now they're discussing with Coach Brian Braddock how to go about this. And it is a safety. So now 23-0 Yellow Jackets.
Still think it was smart for him to kick it. That could have been a touchdown for St. Augustine if they got to it in time and jumped on it in the end zone.
The penalty call was an illegal kick against the Commanders.
But man, I mean,
St. Augustine will get the 2 points.
You know when they say it rains, it pours. It's raining and pouring for Ed White right now. Just one thing after another just keeps crumbling on them. But how they respond the rest of the game will really show you the true identity of this team. Are they going to keep fighting, or are they just going to
bow out and call it a night?
Yeah, they just got to figure out what they're going to do here. You got to feel like this is a time for their seniors and their captains to step up and light a fire underneath these Ed White Commanders.
Five minutes, 13 seconds to go in the first half. If you're St. Augustine right now, they couldn't have drawn up a better start to this game.
No, they couldn't have. Their defense playing lights out, offense doing what they normally do.
At
they
this
can
point
play
now,
some special teams.
You got to keep the football in your possession and don't turn it over.
That's all they're thinking about.
Some score updates from around the area. Ponte Vedra whooping Beachside 31-3 at half.
Wow.
As this punt takes a bounce, picked up, running it back past the 40 to the 50. And St. Aug will set up shop on the Ed White 46. Buholtz leading Nice 14-7 in the second quarter. University Christian up 20-0 on Impact Christian. Trinity Christian tied with McClay 7-7 in the second quarter. And West Nassau in the SSAA State Championship game down by 8 at half, 30-22. Mandarin up on pace by 7, 28-21 at halftime. On the Ed White 45, first down and 10. Brenton James, the quarterback. Brings Trendell Anderson across the field in motion. Hands it off to Preston. And he's going to get a couple.
St. Augustine's had a lot of success tonight running between the tackles. Preston's already having a really solid night so far. This game is going by fast, too. Just look at the clock. There's 4 minutes and 40 seconds left in this second quarter. St. Augustine looking just slowly drive downfield and leave no time for Ed White on their next offensive drive.
They go back to the ground. This is Preston. Down around the 40-yard line.
Third down.
A solid tackling right there for the front seven of Ed White. Getting to a third down here. They know they really need to get off the field.
3rd and 5. James gets around the blitz, runs, slides, and gets the first down. Nice job there by Brenton James.
Yeah, they realized they were sending some heat. Julian Holt coming off that right side. Brenton James like, you know what, I don't like this, and just scrambled to the left and picked up a nice first down for the Yellow Jackets offense.
Now moving with some pace, gets up to the line of scrimmage, looks and checks to the sideline. A lot of high school quarterbacks, when they see pressure like that, it's panic.
Yeah.
He's calm.
He is, and he's very impressive. He's had a very impressive year as well.
Let's go of a quick pass. It's caught by Trendell Anderson, and he's going to pick up around 3.
That'll bring up a second down Jacket.
Nice little hitch play there for St. Augustine, and really solid tackle by Dimitri Lamar. Getting down Trendell Anderson in open space. One of the hardest tasks you could do on the field tonight.
Yeah, he's having himself a good game. You know, it's been quiet since that touchdown, Samarian Wingo.
I feel like what I've noticed, I mean, what looks like offsides for Ed White there. Well, it looks like what I've noticed from watching St. Augustine games, it's like he'll be quiet, and then he'll just make that one big play. It's like he makes a big play a quarter almost.
Penalty called against Commanders.
It's like dynamite every time that ball touches his hands. He just makes an explosive play.
I mean, he's got a 3-star corner right now hovering him. Jakari Parks has been on him all night. They go back to the ground. Darrell Preston. First down, St. Aug.
More success for the run plays between the tackles for St. Augustine as they go hurry up, and they're probably going to run the same thing.
2 minutes, 40 seconds to go in the second quarter. They go back to Preston, goes inside the 10-yard line, down to the 7.
Carried again by Preston. Got to bring up a second down for the Jackets.
I think they're going to take their time here, tick off some clock.
Second down, about 3 yards to go. 2 right, 1 left. Wingo 1-on-1. They hand it off, and into the end zone is Trendell Anderson.
Trendell Anderson on the carry for a touchdown.
29-0.
Just getting smothered tonight. Ed White's defense, other than that first drive, is really having a hard time stopping this Yellow Jacket offense. Not much doing for them. It feels like they rarely get them on third downs. And when they do, they usually just let up a big play. St. Augustine just executing on all levels so far in this ball game.
The extra point is good. 30-0. St. Augustine. 2 minutes, 7 seconds to go in the first half. We might get a running clock here in the first half, Brody.
Yeah, not a good look for Ed White right now. Again, nothing has gone their way.
And they just look shocked.
They do. I'm shocked too up here. I really thought this was going to be at least a barn burner in the first half. But just
the last thing we expected was for Ed White to be getting shut out at this point of the game. I mean, my prediction for halftime was probably like 30-21.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, thinking that both teams would have 30 at halftime is a better guess than this being the score going into half. Ed White does have a chance to go make something happen on this next offensive
ball's
drive.
on the ground. Picked up and a big hit. Williams had some trouble with it. And I think Trendell Anderson's the one who came in with the hit stick. Doing it all tonight.
Yeah, what can he do? He's their gadget player on offense, and he's looks like one of their best missiles on their kickoff team. That was a major hit right there.
Laid the wood.
Trendell Anderson has been a key player for St. Augustine this past 2 years. Lines up as captain usually before games. They love him here at St. Augustine.
5'5", 150. He don't play like it.
And nobody really wants to deal with that.
Nah, he's a guy that, I mean, whether you're a defense or a returner, you don't want to see Trendell Anderson.
No, you don't.
2nd and 2. Boylston runs to the sideline. I think he's going to be a yard short of the first down.
It's a minute 35.
Don't take him the first.
The minute 35 on the clock right now. Got to think they start slinging it.
They hand off R.J. Lloyd. Nothing doing. Is it just me, or is it looking like that offensive line is kind of giving up a little bit?
Definitely a little bit defeated. They need a spark, and they need it now. They're moving slow. They should be moving quicker than this. They got to get lined up and get a drive going.
Play action. They go over the middle, and King Mercer wasn't ready for it.
He's got to be ready for that next time. I mean, that was a beautiful ball across the middle, hit his chest.
Could have been a big play right there.
Would have been.
1:03 to play in the first half. 3rd and 10.
The O-line's already not blocking well on these pass plays, and when they do and Boylston delivers a strike, it's just having a really hard time connecting with the receivers. I've seen some drops tonight. Just not really doing too well for him.
Boylston to the sideline. It's caught. That's Mercer.
Mercer on the reception.
Clock stays rolling, down to 50 seconds. It'll be 4th and 1. Ed White keeping the offense on the field. They run it with King Boylston. He gets the first down.
Boylston with the keeper at 4.
Clock stops momentarily. 33.6 seconds on the clock. And a timeout spent by Ed White. Brody, right here, are you trying to draw up a shot downfield, or are you trying to maybe get a short play that could break?
I'm trying to a play downfield. If you're taking a sideline shot to one of your tall receivers, or just try to hit Mercer across the middle, it's been there this whole game. They just haven't connected on it. You definitely want a chunk play right here. I wouldn't be doing no check down or drag. That's like a last resort type of thing if Boylston has no time. Looks like they're going to go in empty here, which I'm not necessarily in favor for either. I feel like you need to have a 6 blocker in the box. St. Augustine's doing a really good job getting pressure even when they said 4.
Boylston on first down, steps up in the pocket, lets it go, and it's intercepted! Second interception of the game. And there to make the play is Maddox Lehman.
With the interception for the Jackets. First down.
The senior linebacker, one of just 3 seniors on this defense, with the interception.
Yeah, that was a great play. He dropped right beneath that curl route on the Ed White sideline. Got the pick and got out of bounds, and now St. Augustine has a chance to go put up some more points before half.
27 seconds. James to the sideline, caught by Wingo. Gets up around the 30-yard line. Clock stops, 20 seconds. They run forward to the line of scrimmage.
Mario Wingo on the reception for the Jackets. First down.
No timeout from St. Augustine. Chains are set. There's the snap. James, play action. Let's go of it downfield. Incomplete. Wingo was being held, though.
Yeah, that's a flag on Ed White's got to be holding. That ball is not catchable for a PI. But it did look like there was definitely some holding going on between Wingo and Parks.
A 15-yard penalty. 1st and 10. St. Augustine on the Ed White 15. Trying to go up 5 possessions before a halftime break. James, 4-man rush. Dumps it off. Anderson inside the 10. Trendell Anderson goes out of bounds. Clock stops, 6.6 seconds.
Trendell Anderson on the reception.
It'll be 2nd and 1. Timeout St. Augustine. Got time for 1, maybe 2 plays.
6 seconds left to go in half.
I just throw a fade to Wingo. Have 1-on-1 and just throw a fade. Have everybody in close and tight. Just let one rip. Why not? If you don't convert on that, you'll be happy with 3, or you can try for it again. See what Braddock and his coaching staff dials up here on the 2nd down play.
The way this game is going, I'm liking Trendell Anderson again right here.
Don't blame you. I mean, it's St. Augustine, man. He got all these weapons. You can go anywhere. Looks like they're going to bunch up.
Offense after the timeout, 6.6.
Receiver's going to line up tight. Might be some type of mesh crisscrossing type of play.
Here's second down. James just throws it into the dirt.
Smart by him there.
2 seconds left in the first half. They'll get one more shot at the end zone.
Looks like St. Augustine's trying to pour it on even more before half. Denied at 3 points and go for the 6.
Final play of the first half. Here's James. Lets it go. It's caught! Julio Santiago! 36-0 with a first half buzzer beater.
Made it look easy. Drive looked pretty much effortless there. Santiago, great route by him, breaking to that backside pylon on the left side. St. Augustine just straight money in this first half.
Great blocking up front. Good work in the pocket by James when he started getting a rush on him. And a beautiful ball to Julio Santiago, who worked his way wide open. 37-0 our score as we hit the half. Back in 20 minutes for the second half of football between St. Augustine and Ed White.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com. Burgers or breakfast, you can get it all at Whataburger. Try something new on the menu or an all-time favorite like the Whataburger Patty Melt.
And now you can have breakfast here at Whataburger 12 hours a day, 11 p.m. until 11 a.m. Menu items like the bacon taquito, sausage taquito, honey butter chicken biscuit. Whether you work the late night shift, just want a snack early in the morning to get your day started, or a little pick-me-up late in the morning, 12 hours a day, breakfast served, 11 p.m. until 11 a.m.
A dozen locations in Jacksonville. You can order pickup or delivery and download the Whataburger app. New rewards members get free Whataburger items when placing their first online order. Just download the app. And for us coffee drinkers, Whataburger has all new hot coffee and iced coffee too. Satisfy that coffee craving at Whataburger 24/7, and it comes in a variety of flavors. Burgers, breakfast, coffee, and so much more. Whataburger, just like you like it. Baker's Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University. Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School. Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker's Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Tony Mazzio, Stanwood High School, class of 2002.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oakleaf High School. Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Jacks team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Cole Tilley, Hilliard High School. Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com. And maybe Ed White makes something happen and makes it a game. We'll find out in soon enough. Brent Martineau here, Action Sports Shacks team all over the place. Our final edition with week 2 of the playoffs of the Farrah Friday Night Zone Blitz and our Whataburger game of the week. And this is what we've got left before we say hello to Kevin Sullivan. Mandarin is beating Pace 28-21. We'll have some highlights of that one coming in a bit. Nice and Buchholz, I haven't seen that one yet, so we'll tell you a score in a bit. Ponte Vedra is all over Beachside, just crushing them. Columbia and Choctaw, that started late because, well, it's way out there. Ed White, St. Augustine, you seeing that one. Bishop Kenny up 28-19 at last check on Godby. Rains, I was at that game tonight. They were up 26-0 when I left. I think it's 40-0 now. Bowles was leading early. I think Bradford's up. Trinity Christian was up 14-7, I believe I saw. And I haven't seen a University Christian impact, so we'll get to that one in just a bit. We've got a scoreboard over here. Sully, what is happening? Why can't we get a good game all of a sudden? We had all these good games all year.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Round 2 playoffs, usually separation. Usually the good teams pull through round 2. And tonight, PV is just up there taking care of business. St. Augustine, nobody saw that coming, like you said. I think Pace and Mandarin are a good game at Buchholz 14-7 over Nice. Should be fun. That's going to be a close one. Bowles is playing well. A lot of good ones, but not so many good ones either.
Yeah, some of the good ones that we don't. That Buchholz-Nice game, so 14-7 is what you got Buchholz up on Nice. So we'll keep an eye.
Got it.
Okay,
yep.
Keep an eye on that one too. We're going to give you the scoreboard in just a couple of moments. We're also following the West Nassau Championship game in the SSAA. Last check I saw, I think it was, oh shoot, now I can't remember the score. I think American Heritage was up by 9, but that could have changed in the last little bit. 30-22. Thank you, Brian. So 30-22. And, might check in with Steve Brown if he's still there because he's been giving me updates play-by-play basically for the first half. And I think he stopped over to see that game, the Paxson coach. So maybe we'll try to get him on the horn, talk about West Nassau. They were down 21-0 in that game, came back, made it 21-14, and now we've got a football game. So we'll see what happens in the second half for Gunnar Cox and West Nassau playing in a championship game in the SSAA. As for the FHSAA, Sully, Mandarin Pace, you mentioned it, 28-21. Stuart will be out here in a bit. He can tell us a little bit more about that. Looks like physically Mandarin's a better football team, but Pace is hanging around in that game. They got an early fumble return to take a 7-0 lead. Then Mandarin scored 21 in a row, and then 14 points in a row from Pace, and then Mandarin took the lead 28-21. So I would say pretty wild game there between Mandarin and Pace.
Yeah, Pace, good football team, a little different than Mandarin. They're a little bit running between the tackles, a little single wing, and they have a good offensive line, and they're going to try to grind on them and keep Mandarin off the field in the second half. But I figured that one was going to end up being a pretty good one because they're such contrasting styles.
And then you've got the Nice game in Buchholz, and we really wondered about this, right? Buchholz been the class of that class, and they're always good, but Nice has been really good, and you kind of felt like Nice would give them a solid punch, right, tonight? And so far, so good. Buchholz 14-7 lead, so Nice is right in it. Did you come into this game thinking that Nice could pull the upset, and how do you think the reality of that is right now in the first half?
Yeah, remember we talked about this bracket being loaded top to bottom. We thought that not only the top 4 seeds could win it, but anybody else, except possibly maybe number 8. Coming out of there. But, and they've played a couple times, and I think it's going to be a really close, tight game, and I think Nice can come out and pull that win off. That'd be huge for us if we get a Mandarin Nice next week. That'd be awesome.
That would be something. The boys are going to want to spend more of my money. I'm going to say, hold the phone. I'm tired of spending money here. The blowouts for the last couple of weeks. I'm not giving the FHSAA any more of my money. But anyway, we'll see. Keep an eye on that. That's a fascinating region, as we all know. Sully, Ponte Vedra. Wow. I mean, at last check, it was 31-0. I don't know what it is right now, but, I mean, listen, Beachside beat them earlier this year. Beachside won the district championship. Beachside, we have wondered about them. We don't feel like they were clicking on all cylinders in the last month of the season, let's say. But this is a bit stunning. It almost is bookending our Friday night coverage in a sense with stunning Ponte Vedra games. Ponte Vedra lost to Nice in stunning fashion to open up our game of the week schedule. And then now Ponte Vedra blowing out Beachside.
I mean, I could easily see them winning as the top seed. I didn't see this happening.
Yeah, I was surprised when I put it on, and I think when I first looked, it was 17-0 like first quarter, and it's 31-3. I think B-side added a field goal with like under 15 seconds left before halftime, and I don't think anybody saw that. They played well on special team, blocked a punt. Babin picked it up, ran it back for a touchdown. They've just been really dominating tonight, and I did not see that coming.
And the winner of that one will get the Mosley Mainland winner. Of course, if Ponte Vedra wins, they'll host. If Beachside wins, they would go on the road. Well, I don't think Beachside's going to win, so Ponte Vedra would host the winner of that. Have you seen a Columbia score? Again, that'd probably be a little bit of a later start, right, out west?
Yeah, they didn't start till 8:30, so they're probably just in the first quarter.
Yeah,
our time, 8:30.
I got some scores all the way up, but I'm trying to go through it and see if we'll figure that one out when we can. And then there's obviously Ed White, St. Augustine, our Whataburger game of the week. Sully, I mean, St. Aug looks dominant. Not surprised if they weren't even a bit comfortable in this game, but I'm not sure I expected this. I don't know if anybody expected 0 points from a team in Ed White that the fewest amount of points they've scored all season in a game is 41.
Well, they're not scoring any tonight right now, and that's a hats off to St. Augustine, man. They came ready to play. I think that's one of those games, you know, even though it's not a local and they don't really play a lot, but there's still a lot of Duval County, St. Johns County pride, and I'm sure they wanted to get after it. And probably a lot of trash talking on social media between the players this week, and that's a statement right there. It could be, 37-0, which technically running clock, but that's a huge win for St. Augustine. Sort of goes with our comments today while we were talking today of my feelings on these guys.
Yeah. St. Aug is, listen, we know Brian Braddock's one of the best in the area, no doubt. So getting those guys ready to go. I think we have a lot of respect for Lawrence Johnson, what they've done and what the offense has done of Ed White. And maybe it's, I don't know, just sometimes it's a big stage and doesn't go your way. I was just talking to someone about this at Reigns when I was over there. By the way, Reigns has gone final 54-0. And I was just asking him a little bit later on in the postseason, do they have a chance? And talking about last year's championship game down there against South Florida's team, Miami Northwestern. And, sometimes the game, even though it looks like a blowout, isn't as crazy lopsided as you think. It's just a play or two here, and you can really break the spirit of a team. And I think that happened a little bit in the second quarter in that St. Augustine Ed White game. Noah and Brody making the call, and they kind of could see the body language of Ed White, like, oh, man, and that's what happens sometimes. That's what happens sometimes in the postseason. A couple more to get to. Reigns, no problem with West Florida, 54-0, just went final. Bishop Kenny Godby, coach, 28-19. Bishop Kenny in the lead. They were down in this game 19-14. One of the highlights, they blocked a field goal, returned it 89 yards, and that's propelled them or helped them to a 28-19 lead.
Yeah, that's going to be a really good football game. So the two teams that are perennial playoff teams, Godby and Bishop Kenny. And I talked to them this week, and they thought it was going to be a dogfight the whole game. Godby's a real athletic, got a couple of really good backs, and Bishop Kenny's coached so well. So I know they're hoping they can sneak by and get Godby and get that set up with Reigns, but I don't know, man. I don't know. You want to win and keep going, but knowing what's coming is gives you an opportunity to play the game, though. You got to play the game.
Well, you want the chance to play the game. I don't know if you want to always play what's on the other side, but you want the chance to play the game. Hey, let's actually, and sorry, Brian, I skipped over the St. Aug one, which we'll get to in a moment. But we got Reigns. Let me show you a few highlights from Reigns. Just got back from there in the graveyard and hosting West Florida. And it was pretty easy for those guys in this football game against West Florida. 6-0 already, and nobody anticipated this being too tough of a game. I walked in, it's 6-0. Tyshawn Haynes in the middle of scoring another touchdown as I walked in. So it's now 12-0. Then the defense goes to work. Tony Williams, number one, was everywhere for Reigns tonight. I mean, just dominant on defense. They were trying to score again after a punt, and then watch Kyron Jackson. Has the ball, he pops loose, bounces right back to him, and it's not like a big play or anything, but it could have been a disaster play. They actually would turn it over on downs, and then West Florida has the ball, not anymore. Troy Butler, I think, poked that ball loose. Hard to tell the number. Tony Williams, there he is again. Number one, all over the place. Reigns wins 54-0. There's a Tadarius Washington touchdown, too. They're up 26-0 at that point, and it's all Reigns in that football game. And, again, Bishop Kenny's up next. And, you know, the Bulls crushed Bishop Kenny earlier this season. Can Reigns do the same if Bishop Kenny is able to survive? I mean, it's obviously feels a little David versus Goliath there in that matchup. But, hey, give credit to Reigns. They keep taking care of business. And I guess we'll find out later on if they're going to play a close game or not here in 2025, right?
Yeah, they're as dominant team that they've been. Even a couple of the state championship runs, they've never been as dominant as they are this year, and whether the competition's a little bit lower or not. But if Kenny can get there and get it and maybe keep it a game, God be the same thing. I mean, they're just so good, so well oiled. They beat you on the ground, beat you in the air, and then defensively they could play lights out, Reigns. So I don't know. Like we said, we think they're going to cruise in and get an opportunity to hopefully play for a state championship.
Yeah, no doubt. I want to take you back to the St. Augustine game. And back here in, well, we'll get to the Mandarin game in a little bit, but St. Augustine in our game of the week. Brian, if we have that, Coach, I don't know if you were watching the game at this point, but this was the first touchdown of the game for Samorian Wingo. And look what happens here. I mean, he's the fantastic wide receiver, a little play over the middle. He catches it at the 28, breaks a tackle. Looks like he's going to get tackled at the 15. And look at this. Okay, now the play's dead, right? At 6, nope, 5, 4, 3, 2, touchdown. I mean, what an individual effort that was. And when you do that pretty early on, you basically say, hey, you're going to be in for a long night, other team, because we got our star wide receiver bullying you for 15 yards into the end zone, 1 against 3.
Yeah, that's a little demoralizing defensively. And you can look at the body language just early in the game. And just as the game goes on, too, the body language for the Ed White players, they're sort of a little dejected. I don't think they thought this was happening. And St. Augustine, got to give them credit defensively, man. They have gave up some points this year, but it's postseason, so it's a different season for them.
Yeah, I think they are starting to figure it out on that side of the ball, that's for sure. All right, I think we got some Mandarin highlights, so let's take a look at that if we can. Brian, Bryson Wright back for the Mandarin Mustangs. Of course, a sensational sophomore was suspended last week. They're hosting Pace. Second straight week, Mandarin in an early hole, but they respond. Knocks Ennis to Tion Weich, and that'll tie it up at 7 early on. That was easy. One theme of the first half, Ennis using his legs. Doesn't see anything. Lights decides to take off and run, and, oh, good effort. Spit, oh, boy, took a lick at the end, but nice effort, 14-7. Then some defense. Patriots trying to make up ground through the air. Hamaj Mitchell spoils that idea. That was deep in their end, too. The senior corner gets the pick. Leads to another touchdown for the home team. Ennis on a 4th down play. Quick strike to right. There he is. Exit stage left and enters the end zone. Pace would actually fight back, tie it up at 21. Then just before the half, Ennis to right again. Oh, wow, contested ball. There's that 50-50 play in the strong hands of number 1. 7-point lead at that point. And I think at halftime, last check I had it was still 28-21. I don't know if we've updated that, Brian, or somebody, if you can refresh that scoreboard when you get a chance, we'll see. Or maybe it's refreshing by itself. But 28-21, at least at the half, is the latest that we have from that game. All right, so we've taken a look at 6A, 5A, 4A, 3A. Let's move on over to 2A. And Bulls and Florida High. Sully didn't anticipate too much of an issue here, right?
No, I thought it would be a little bit closer early. I believe it was 28-13.
When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway, or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy respect, fairness. And most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnicht. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnicht. GMC. We are professional grade.
If you need a quality play this football season at your home, call That One Painter First Coast. Locally owned and operated, experienced employees, no builder grade materials. And there's more, and for that we throw it to Noah Schlitzup. That One Painter First Coast can apparently help your kicking game too.
Well, after my failure on skinny sticks last year on Creekside game day, I've spent a lot of time out here at Creekside practicing my kicks. There's only one issue. How is that even possible? The good news is I know exactly who can help. That One Painter can handle all your painting needs, from field goal posts to cabinets to stucco. They got you covered. Though they may not be able to help with my kicking, they can certainly help with the posts. Call That One Painter First Coast today for all your painting needs at 904-495-1373.
If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. When you hear that, you think Bono's Pit Barbecue, a staple in Northeast Florida now for 75 years. A place that feels like home with friendly service, a meeting place for friends, family, or business occasions. On the menu, the corn nuggets are a favorite in our house, but there's something for everyone. Sandwiches, platters, salads, sides, desserts, and family feasts. You see Bono's all over the place in Northeast Florida. You know, there are almost 20 locations in the Jacksonville area now, so stop on by, sit down, and dine in with Bono's. You can also take it to go. There are drive-thrus in many of the locations, and they have delivery options too. Just download the Bono's app to make things easy. I signed up for the loyalty program, and you can too, to get special offers. If Jacksonville is home, few things feel more Jacksonville than Bono's Pit Barbecue. Celebrate 75 years and many more to come. Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Keith Brown, please come to the gate as soon as possible. Keith Brown, please come to the gate as soon as possible. Champion has a ring to it. Herb Jones is the official championship partner of the Florida High School Athletic Association. Every season has a story. Let Herb Jones help celebrate yours with an official championship ring. Visit champsforever.com to learn more. Good luck to the players, coaches, and fans from Musto Lighting, the official and exclusive lighting partner of the Florida High School Athletic Association. Whether it's a hometown field or a professional stadium, you always know when it's Musto.
So that was cool to see, but Ed White could just be playing for pride at this point. Either playing for pride or they make it the biggest comeback in probably playoff history in Florida.
Well, there's the kick. It's brought in. Here come the Yellow Jackets. And here comes Trendell Anderson. Up to the 40. He's having himself a night.
Yeah, he is. He's doing everything. And
The Jackets return the kickoff.
these St. Augustine players being fed something different. They churn their feet like no other.
That's a team that, I think Trendell Anderson, I was down there on the sideline there at halftime, was talking with Sean McIntyre, Creekside, Austin Reed down there, all-time great here at St. Augustine. And just talking about Trendell Anderson, and they're like, yeah, that's about the definition of a St. Augustine player right there. He's undersized, not what you expect, but he goes out there, he plays hard-nosed football, and not going to go down easy.
I'm telling you, I played high school football. I would not want to play against him. He's a problem.
First down and 10, they start on the ground with Trendell Anderson, and Trendell Anderson up the left side for 20 yards. And he landed awkwardly, a little slow to get up. Looks to be okay. There is a flag.
First down, Jackets, and we do have a penalty on the play.
And you know what, bro? You're like, just looking at the body language of Ed White coming back out after the half, you got good half of the team sitting on the bench right now. Just heads down, it's a team that's defeated.
Yeah, they got punched in the mouth really hard. They got punched over and over in the mouth really hard that first half. Again, nothing went their way. Special teams, offense, defense, just a whole lot of nothing. Boylston probably has a season high for picks in a game with 2. St. Augustine just making plays left and right. And they got yards after, they got more flag yards.
Foul. Now 15 yards and first down. First and 10 on the Ed White 23. Brenton James dumps it off to Anderson. Trendell Anderson. He's going inside the 10 and into the end zone. Can't stop Trendell. Big kick return, big run, and he takes that pass to the house. Trendell Anderson puts 6 on the board himself.
I love watching this kid play football. I mean, he just makes plays out of nothing. He makes plays for every spot in the field, and right there he just catches a flat route and just picks a lane and says, yeah, I'm just going to floor it, and I'm going to get in the end zone like it's nothing.
St. Augustine, it's like they're playing Madden on rookie mode right now.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they're doing this is very impressive for St. Augustine. Nobody would have thought they got whipped like this. 44-0.
Is good.
Point after attempt is up and good.
My favorite part was seeing Brian Braddock walk back out onto the field after halftime. He's still locked in. You know, there's people trying to say hi to him, give him high fives. Still frown on his face. Hey, how's it going? And just still locked in. They're going to keep their foot on the gas.
I wouldn't be surprised if he gave, just a big-time halftime speech as well. He's like, this is a high-power offense we're going against. Don't think this game's over. We still got to play 2 more quarters.
Hey, if they could put up 37 in one half, you know who else could?
Ed White's offense.
Florida High School Football State Championship game.
Now they got to put up 44.
Takes place December 5th.
First things first, they got to get this clock stopped.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, we're trying to be nice and all, but they got no shot. I mean, it's not looking good. That clock has been ticking.
I always say it ain't over until it's over, but yeah, it's a little bit over.
When it gets to a running clock before the second half even starts, and then that team who's already up by 37 puts another 6 on the board, while 4 minutes were ticked off. It's over. It's just really not looking good. Ed White, though, very fun team to watch this year. I hope they go out with some pride and they keep fighting their butts off out there.
I mean, obviously they return one of the best quarterbacks in the area for next season. A lot that they can hang their hat on from this season. They played a great year. Best offense, regular season state history.
At the conclusion of tonight's game. Once again,
but it's going to come to an end for a second straight year here at St. Augustine. Score updates from around the area. Mandarin running away with it in the fourth quarter, 42-28 over Pace. Over there in Gainesville, Buchholz leads Nice 17-7 in the third quarter. Bishop Kenny leading Godby 28-19 at the half. Bulls up 37-21 on Florida High. Trinity Christian up by 7 on McClay. There's R.J. Lloyd. Gets the first down. Running clock over at Ponte Vedra, 38-3. We're debating our game of the week this week. Ponte Vedra Beachside or St. Augustine Ed White. We'd be getting home a little early, both of them.
Yeah, really wasn't a right decision on that.
Timeout on the field for a water break. We step away for these messages.
As we step away for these messages.
Augustine products.
I'm really grateful to FSCJ for giving me the opportunity to be the best version of myself.
We offer our students a gateway to the future.
It's such a great place to be, and the community is amazing. It's awesome here, and I love it.
First down and 10, Ed White, 44-0. Yellow Jackets with the lead. Did they just get another pick? It's caught by somebody.
Did they call
Ball
it a
was
fumble?
tipped in the air. What happened?
I think they think that might have been a fumble. Nope. They just rule it incomplete on that.
St. Augustine High School would like your support of the additional
Timeout on the field.
Of $1 million to preserve.
Brody, the way St. Augustine's coming out here and playing right now, this is a tough team to face. They're going to go up probably against Choctawhatchee here in the regional finals. That's a different beast. That's the best the Panhandle has to offer. Those two teams have been neck and neck. They fought for the 1 seed all season long. Funny enough, in the state, St. Augustine's 21. Choctawhatchee, I think, is 21. St. Augustine's 20. That's going to be an exciting matchup back here at St. Aug.
Yeah, it is, and it's a big time. It's big time with those Panhandle versus Northeast Florida games, where who's home and away. It being at St. Augustine is big for the Yellow Jackets.
Here's Williams, gets the first down.
Ooh.
I don't think that they blew the whistle late. That wasn't a late hit, but they should have blown that dead earlier.
Yeah, his knee was down. He was literally sitting there in like a knee position, and then he got tackled at the end there. That's why I went ooh, because his leg could have been tangled up.
Direct snap to Laguerre, I believe. Picks up about 5.
Going back to that Choctaw versus St. Augustine playoff game that's looking to shape up next week. Again, it being at St. Augustine's a big-time advantage for the Yellow Jackets.
That Panhandle drive is no joke.
It's no joke, and also this is one of the loudest stadiums I feel like I've been in all season.
Yeah, it's a community that comes out and they 100% support their team. As there's their run game getting going.
Williams on the carry. For
Joseph Williams gets another first down.
Yeah, showing some fight. This O-line trying to push those Yellow Jacket defenders back, and Joseph Williams running hard. Get the senior some final touches before his last game ends.
Boylston keeps it, not going to get much. You look at the returners next year for Ed White. They've got 3 returners coming back from the line. They return R.J. Lloyd. They return King Boylston. King Mercer at receiver. This is a team that's going to be tough next year.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be tough losing Nick Roberson, though. That's their big body receiver. They need a replacement for that.
And on defense, they return a few key players as well. But the expectation has been raised at Ed White now. They've come in here. Coach Johnson inherited a team that had 4 straight losing seasons. He's now got them on 6 in a row.
Again, Ed White with a very impressive season, a few plays away from beating a team like Oakleaf and Merritt Island. Could have been undefeated.
Yeah. So you got Williams here, but yeah, 6 straight winning seasons now. They get their first playoff win in a decade last year. The expectation's higher. They expected to come in here, put up a fight in advance. That's the next step for this program. Not achieving it here tonight, but there's definitely a lot of expectations surrounding this group next season as there's a whistle, 4th down and short. And that penalty is going to go against St. Augustine, giving Ed White a first down. And for St. Aug now, there's a chance for them to win a state championship this year.
Oh, I completely agree. I think they have one of the deadliest teams.
There's a touchdown. R.J. Lloyd is in for 6.
It's cool to see that. Ed White get on the board. Making sure they don't get shut out in this playoff game. Solid drive right there, and they did it through the ground. Good running by Williams and Lloyd.
This would have been a storyline had this been a close game, but they have been really struggling on extra points here. They made the switch to Tyon Tolliver, kicking PATs. He made 3 of 4 against Pine Forest, but now they're going for 2. And right here, they don't get it. So 44-6, a touchdown brought to you by Bono's Pit Barbecue. Real Pit Barbecue since 1949. High school football on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network is brought to you in part by That One Painter First Coast. That painter you need, we're the one. Republic Services, RecyclingSimplified.com. Nimnik Buick GMC, nobody but Nimnik. Jaguars Prep, Fair and Farah, and Baker Sports. Our last game of the week this season. 13 weeks, 12 broadcasts. It's been a fun ride.
It was a blast. I've had a lot of fun this season. We called some really cool games and seen a lot of impressive plays this season as well.
Oh, they go for the onside, recovered by St. Augustine. But what a run it's been. First year on Action Sports Jacks 24/7.
A lot of fun, man. I had a blast doing this. I can't wait to do it again next year. People know who we are a little bit now, too, so that's going to be fun.
First broadcast of the year pulling up. Yeah, sure. Sure, you're broadcasting again.
That's what we got.
And now look at us. We got Action Sports Jacks polos.
We earned these polos, I'll tell you that. You said storyline earlier. You know, a storyline we haven't really gotten to say was, it's pretty cool too. King Boylston is cousins with Julio Santiago, both star players for their respective teams.
As now the backup's in for the St. Augustine offense, and they will run their first play at the start of the fourth quarter when we come back in our Whataburger game of the week.
After 3 quarters of play, St. Augustine High School.
If you need a quality play this football season at your home, call That One Painter First Coast. Locally owned and operated, experienced employees, no builder-grade materials. And there's more, and for that, we throw it to Noah Schlitzup. That One Painter First Coast can apparently help your kicking game, too.
Well, after my failure on skinny sticks last year on Creekside game day, I've spent a lot of time out here at Creekside practicing my kicks. There's only one issue. How is that even possible? The good news is I know exactly who can help. That One Painter can handle all your painting needs, from field goal posts to cabinets to stucco. They got you covered. Though they may not be able to help with my kicking.
Welcome back to St. Aug. Start of the fourth quarter, running clock now. 44-6. The Yellow Jackets with the lead and with their backups in the game. Brody, we were talking there. You mentioned it. One thing we haven't really gotten to touch on yet tonight. 2 star players for these groups, Julio Santiago and then King Boylston, the quarterback for Ed White, with Julio Santiago being star wide receiver, leading receiver for St. Augustine. They're cousins, a part of a great football family here in the area.
Yeah, there's just so many athletes in this family tree. You got Cameron Wills in Columbia.
Clay Matthews over there at Mandarin.
He's a stud as well. A lot of those 4 already. I mean, those are really good players.
And then obviously you got King's brother Kyle down at FAU playing football and baseball at the D1 level.
Probably more of them around, too. We just don't know yet. We'll find out next year.
Santiago, we talk a lot about Samori and Wingo, and for good reason. He's one of, if not the best player in the area. But Santiago this season for St. Augustine has been a beast. After this game, he's going to be close to 1,000 yards receiving. Caught another touchdown tonight, his 9th of the season. He's been a weapon for St. Aug as Bennett Hunt lets go of a pass incomplete.
He
Third
has.
down 15.
He's a fast player, too.
Dexter Baker, the intended receiver for the Yellow Jackets, pass ball.
Might not have the height of Wingo, but he's definitely got the speed, the quickness, and the hands. Made a lot of big plays this year.
He's got a few offers to play at the next level. 47 receptions, 902 yards, averaging over 19 yards per catch just coming into this game.
Contest official.
On third down, a low snap. They hand the ball off, running it forward.
And you can help fill those needs. We invite you to join the thousands of men and women in the FHSAA.
And St. Aug will put it away with 9.5 minutes to play.
A vital role in maintaining the integrity of interscholastic competition. If you're interested, contact the Florida High School Athletic Association office in Gainesville or visit the official website at becomeanofficial.org.
So 4th and 15. St. Augustine taking their time before punting it away. Get off right before the play clock hits 0. And now it's the run back, not going to go very far.
Julian Holt on the return.
Julian Holt, the safety on the return. And out comes Ed White. 8:36 to play.
First down, Commanders coming up.
I think we're seeing, there's been a lot of talk about, what's the gap between the top teams in the area and the rest of the pack. We're seeing the top teams separate themselves here in the playoffs.
Yes, we are. With seeing these teams just reach their full potential. St. Augustine, you can see it here.
As Laguerre gets forward for 7 or 8 yards. But you see teams like Bowles is playing really good football. Raines is playing great football. St. Augustine, Mandarin. Those groups are kind of in a category of their own right now. And all have shots at a state title.
Oh, yeah, they do. Mandarin, last time we checked, was starting to pull away from Pace, who is a really good football team in the Panhandle. One of their best as well. Bowles probably winning by a lot like they usually do, and Raines the same.
So Pace has got it back down to a one-possession game as that pass is complete. King Mercer inside the 30-yard line. 7 minutes to play. That's now 42-35 in the fourth quarter. West Nassau trails by 3 in the fourth quarter to American Heritage. This player goes to the left side. Short gain there. The chain's still trying to catch up after that big play from Mercer. Second and 7. R.J. Lloyd breaks past the first level, picks up the first down. They just again, this St. Augustine defense. It's time out for a water break. We'll talk about this defense more when we come back after these messages.
Experience is priceless, but there's experience in being a lawyer, and there are life experiences too. You got to have both. There are a lot of good lawyers out there, but the real question is, are they good enough to take time to listen? Are they good enough to treat you with dignity and respect? In other words, are they good enough for you? When we say we're old school, but not old fashioned, we do things in a timeless, classic way that our clients really appreciate. It doesn't get more fairer than that.
Final 6 minutes and 25 seconds at St. Augustine, 44-6. We can talk about the offense all day for St. Aug, but how about this defense coming out? They get a couple interceptions. They stuff up the run game. They get to the quarterback, Boylston. Just the discipline of this unit
is on another level, and how far they've come this year. This is a team that at the start of the year, they were struggling. They gave up over 40 to Riverside. They struggled against Bulls, and then had a nice game against Nice, another good one against Columbia, and since then, they've just continued stacking blocks, playing good football. So that one goes incomplete, but we talked with Braddock, and he said, like, after that Nice game, that's when they started getting a little bit of confidence. And that unit, to shut down a team like Ed White, really impressive stuff.
They play really good as a unit. You know, they don't really have like the star players that St. Augustine has on offense, like Wingo, James, pretty much every skilled position on the St. Augustine offense. But they play really good as a unit. They're gap disciplined, they're gap sound, they set edges, they spill blocks, play good coverage downfield. And they run their defenses. St. Augustine executes at a higher level than just about anybody you'll find in the area we cover. To see them just going to full form is just really impressive, and hats off to Braddock and his coaching staff for just gluing this defense together this season.
It's a young unit, too. Only 3 seniors that play consistent snaps for them. 4th down and 3. 5 minutes to play. Now that's the identity of this St. Augustine team. No matter like their size, their talent. As Ed White picks up the first down, it'll be 1st and goal on the 6. They're going to be physical. They're going to be disciplined. And they're going to execute on a higher level than almost anybody.
It's the St. Augustine way.
They give it to Lloyd. Trying to get into the end zone. He's stuffed up inside the 5. Be down around the 2 or the 3.
Lloyd's going to be a problem. He's already a big back, and he's a sophomore. This kid keeps his head down and keeps working. He's going to be a big-time problem.
As Marion Laguerre into the end zone for a touchdown. And it is 44-12. 4 minutes to go. Marion Laguerre going out in his senior year, and they use their fullback, Ed White. Had a very impressive season for the Commanders. Receiving at over 140 yards, receiving at over 260, rush for 140.
He's fun to watch. I like the way they use him. They let him go line out wide. He plays in the box majority of his time, sometimes at halfback. But I remember when he bursted out in the scene earlier this season. It was week 1 against Trinity. I see him take a house call from like 50 yards out at his size and doing that. That was very impressive.
PAT not going to have enough on it. 44-12, another touchdown brought to you by Bono's Pit Barbecue. Real Pit Barbecue since 1949. Football on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network, brought to you by Donato's Pizza. Action Sports Jacks is pizza of choice for the post-game pizza sessions.
Oh, yeah.
2:45 to go as St. Augustine creeping ever closer to the regional finals. It's a team. Last year they go to the Final Four, defeated Choctawhatchee in a low-scoring game to get there. It's the onside kick, still on the ground, picked up, and just going down with it. St. Augustine around the 25. Year before they go to the state championship, falling just short to Mainland. This will be their 3rd straight appearance in the regional finals. The job Brian Braddock has done with this team, and that's just the consistency of this program is something else over the years.
St. Augustine, always a team you're not going to want to mess with in the Jacksonville area.
Definitely not. They're a powerhouse over here. They've been searching for that state championship title in recent years, and they've been real close. Remember that year when they had Lachlan Hewitt at QB and a few other studs on the team, and they just fell just short on a game-winning field goal to Mainland. They're close. They definitely have the tools to do it this year. They just got to put it together.
Trying to win a state title and their 20th anniversary of their 2005 state title. Had a reunion for that team last week, all coming out here at St. Augustine for their first round playoff game. What a story that would be if they can get it done 20 years later. As Bennett Hunt in victory formation. Takes the knee, and St. Augustine is moving on to the regional finals for the third year in a row. A final score of 44-12 over Ed White. How about this from the Yellow Jackets?
Oh, it's so impressive. Again, I didn't think this would happen at all. I thought it was going to be a close game. At minimum, at least at half. St. Augustine just looks in final form, and they look ready to go make that run at the state championship.
And we wish them the best of luck. Congrats on a great season to the Ed White Commanders. And thank you all for tuning in on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network week in and week out for the Game of the Week broadcast. It has been an honor to experience this season with you guys. We still got a few episodes of the Blitz Breakdown left, but for now, I'm Noah Schlicksup signing off on behalf of Chandler Danzler, Brody McGuff, our cameraman tonight, Marcel Robinson. Thank you all for tuning in this season, and we will see you next time on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
Shout out Daniel Hawk.